So I was gonna fucking make a Facebook post, but this is starting to get a little long-winded and ranty. So I figured long Facebook posts or 3-minute video. So 3-minute video it is. The resistor box came in. I got woke up, so I decided to go ahead and go outside and fuck with that real quick. I mean, if everything went the way I hoped, I would literally just plug in the box and turn the car on. That was not the case. Fucking plugged it in, key forward. I still have the injector code, but I thought, okay, maybe reset the code or whatnot. And I guess I still could do that. I still could fucking disconnect the battery and let that reset. But whatever. Anyway, I still would imagine that it should fire on, regardless if that really was the issue. So it didn't. After a couple of crankovers, it didn't start. So I figured, let me just do what I should have done the first time and just pay attention, just listen to what's going on in the car. So I went key forward. I noticed I didn't hear the main relay click, and also the fuel pump didn't fucking prime. So yeah, there's that. Now there's a rat's nest of wiring tangled up underneath the fucking dash from where a car alarm was at, and of course I see that the alarm was spliced into the fuel pump wiring as well. That's my biggest fucking nightmare. The last time I ran into an issue where a car I couldn't start because the wiring had been gutted out after an alarm was removed. I immediately parted out the car, and that's exactly what's going to happen to the Integra if I don't get this shit up and running soon. I'm going to give myself a couple of weeks troubleshooting time. Hopefully I can figure out what's going on. And if not, then I'm going to gut the fucking Integra, take everything off of it that I can, take everything I need for my ABS conversion, and I'll send it to the junkyard. Yeah, and then I'll just buy an Integra shell that's intact and ready to go. The only thing I care about is black interior. So as long as I find a black interior Integra shell, I'll take everything I have off mine and put it in there. It's just aggravating, to go through dealing with the swap again, and I'll have to buy new mounts because this is an auto to manual conversion. One of the main reasons why I kept the shell as long as I did is because that auto to manual conversion, and I had the Hasport mounts off of that, and they're really healthy. And I'm not spending money for Hasport mounts, so I'll buy generic ass fucking cheapy $30 mounts. Anyway, it's not a big deal, but the whole thing is, talk about 2.5 years, almost 3 years of having the car, and I'm at the point where it should be running, but it's not. But, I always talk about all the time how swaps are relatively easy. It's just 3 bolts holding the engine in place. At this point, yanking it out will be a lot faster than dropping the damn thing in. So it really won't be too much of a hassle if I need to yank it. It's just that the code enforcement guy happened to come back through today. I did clean a bunch of this shit off the front porch, but there's still some things, and he said 0 things after he left, and I got another 10-day warning. So if I have to take out the fucking the swap for the Integra, and I don't get a shell right away, I would have to break down the swap again and put it in the house or whatnot. And it's just not something I want to deal with. So hopefully, best case scenario, I go to start troubleshooting the power issues this week, why I'm not getting or why the fuel pump's not priming and why that main relay is not working out too well. Like I said, it's weird, the main relay is supposed to click when you key forward, right? Well, this seems to only click the relay when it's on its way back. Like when I'm cranking the key back is when it seems like it's triggering it, which is really fucking weird. But I'm not going to put too much thought into it now because, it's already late into my day. I'm not going to spend a work day trying to troubleshoot this bullshit issue right now. So I'm going to save it for the weekend when I can bring my power probe and my multimeter home, and I can focus on it with a fully rested mind. I'd already checked the fuses and whatnot because that's easy enough to do. So the fuses and the relays are healthy. So yeah, I'm gonna look into it. Like I said, at this point the car should be turning on and running, and it's not. So, hopefully get it done soon. If not, then yank it and send it fucking to the shithole yard and get another shell. But in the meantime, hopefully I'm gonna carry on. I'm gonna carry on finishing the K20 over here. And that'll be going into the RSX, so at least one of the fucking shells is gonna be running. Yeah, so the RSX has absolutely no reason why I would imagine why it wouldn't run. The swap was pulled and the car was sold to me, so I don't even think there's any alarm in that one, so hopefully that goes off without a hitch. But these are the reasons why, you know, I fucking absolutely hate dealing with swaps, and I just rather just build engines, because you always a lot of times you know, these cars have been mishandled for so many years of people doing all kinds of craziness to them that you know, it's always my luck that I come up with electrical problems, and I'm not the greatest in the world at that shit, and I lose patience real fast. So yeah, I'm gonna do, you know, get the multimeter and the fucking power probe and start checking the pump or whatnot. You know, hopefully the pump is just nastied up because it's been sitting for so long or whatnot. And I haven't put my Walbro in there anyway, so that needs to be done. So I guess the first thing I'll do is I'll check for power and whatnot, and hopefully I get power. And then if that's the case, then I just swap over the fucking pumps, and hopefully that takes care of it. All right, yeah, so thought I'd just jump in and give that, because I know, I haven't got too many questions on the Integra recently, but there's always, it seems like every couple of months I'll get a flood of people this, you know, what's going on with it, what's going on with him. And I think at this point we're literally a month and a couple of days away from Honda Day, and I really wanted to have this car just on and running before I went up north, but who knows? Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe that's what'll be my cutoff day. I'll troubleshoot every weekend until Honda Day. And then if I haven't figured it out by then the car's got to go. There's, like I said a bunch of times before, there's not too many mechanics that I trust around here to fuck with my shit. And I wouldn't have any problem with sending it to somebody else that I think could get it where it needs to be real quick. But anybody that's worth a shit down here is always log jammed. They always have more work than they can handle. And, you know, it's like, hey, I can't do it for weeks. And I don't have patience for that either. I can't. I'm not gonna do it, because a lot of times what will happen is I'll say there's no rush and send the car, and it'll sit for a month, and it'll sit for 2 months, and it'll always be on the back burner because I'm not in a rush. But at the same time, not in a rush doesn't mean I don't ever want you to do my shit. It just means it doesn't have to be done that same day or even that same week. But, you know, like I said, people tend to get that confused with I don't give a fuck when you get it running. So yeah. Hope this fucking shit works out, man. I've literally drugged this car thousands of miles, so I really hope that I can get it, you know, get it going. But at the same time, too, if I can't and I gotta junk it, you know, at least the next car I'm gonna be running into, it'll have that much less issues. You know, I'll have that much less problems to deal with. I'd just rather not spend more money on another shell right now, even if I'm gonna be, you know, just swapping them out, taking the places. All right, so yeah, that's it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Yeah, peace.